Welcome back for another episode. I wanted to welcome my next guest. He is one of the powerhouse rap duo of H&L Associates, made up of Hostiles and my guest today, Luck. Both talented musicians, born and raised in
Peace,
New York.
peace.
Known for their dynamic, soulful, and head-knocking sound, they've made their mark in hip-hop history by working with some of the most legendary names in the game: De La Soul Tribe Called Quest, the Jungle Brothers. H&L Associates continue to push the envelope with their innovative style, blending classic boom bap foundations with fresh, forward-thinking production and raps that keep their sound timeless and unique. They represent the essence of East Coast creativity, blending grit, groove, and innovation into every beat and song they put together. I wanted to welcome Luck to the show. How are you, brother?
I couldn't say it no much better.
Oh, man.
I am wonderful, man. Wonderful.
Thank you for
Yes,
making
yes.
time. I'm pumped.
Yes, yes.
Before we go into your resume of music and just some thoughts that you have about music and the culture in general, I love to go back to the beginning. So, would you
Mhm.
mind sharing with us where you were born, where you grew up, and where home is today?
I mean, we came from the Bronx. If you walk down my block where I live and you made a right, you look down, you will see the old Yankee stadiums. Not
Nice.
the current one, the old ones. Um, my mother moved us out of the Bronx. Black spades that came in the Bronx. Bronx started getting from South Bronx. The South Bronx started getting crazy hectic, so my mother moved us out. But
Okay.
before we went to Long Island, we was in Harlem for a bit,
Okay.
where my father's brother lives. So we was around there. And then the funny thing about that story is, pretty sure the building where my father's brother's daughter lives, Mike G lived in that building.
Oh, man.
So it's a story about my brother and meeting Mike G. But we stayed in Harlem for a bit,
Okay.
and then my mother moved us out to Long Island. And in the 70s, Long Island was still, it was like starting to change, so a lot of racial things going on. We lived in Massapequa. We didn't live in Amityville. But when you hear a lot of our records, we always rep Amityville. Massapequa at the time was transitioning, a lot of racist thing where they moved the line did like this and went over. That's not the definition of line. Line is 1 point to 1 point. So
Oh,
everyone on this side, you went to Amityville, and everyone on this side, you went to Massapequa.
see.
So that's how we wound up going to Amityville. And everything is a blessing in the sky because
Sure.
we didn't go to Amityville, we would have met Dave. We would have met Paul. We would have met Mace. Like all these, so every I want to say this to everyone, man, everything happens in its own time and everything happens for a reason.
Sure.
So don't when the blessings are being every blessing know is coming or you're being indoctrinated into that blessing. So man, just roller coaster, man. Put your hands up and just enjoy the ride.
I love it, man. Well, hey, what was your introduction to music? What was your family listening to, or what were your friends playing? Do you recall your earliest introduction to music?
My introduction is Rapper Dance,
Yeah.
MTV, when like MTV was MTV. You know what I mean? It's like,
Uh-huh.
I mean, as a producer, I feel most producers they're into a lot of different music,
Yep.
but it's like we listen to everything, man. I mean,
Yeah.
Van Halen. Today I was in a bagel store and I heard, it's a nice day for a white wedding. It's like all of that. Annie Lennox, the Depeche Mode, all these great acts, and then of course it's the rap. But I'm just saying, outside of all the rap music, we're hearing all these different stuff. Rapper
Yeah.
Dance is playing Human League video.
Yeah.
So all these different influences. My pops had the 45s. My pops was really into soul, James Brown, of course, and the Marvin Gaye's.
Yeah.
And so, that's the introduction. And my pops series of that, putting in the 45s and they all dancing. So, those are the first introductions all into that.
Yeah. I love that wide spectrum, man. And you're right. I mean, to be a good producer, you can't just be familiar with one type of genre. And I love just the
Right.
wide list of names that you just provided. But at some point you get introduced to rap, hip hop, and you're famous for that. So what was the earliest recollection of rap music? How were you introduced to the culture?
I mean, we were hearing the normals, the Sugar Hill Gang, Furious Five, all of that.
Yeah.
But I mean, honestly, for me, I would say it's like Run DMC. Like Run DMC is
Yeah.
the group for me that was like, once again, it's really like everything about them, the imagery, how they look.
Yeah.
Because when you looked at DMC, you looked at Run, you looked at Jam Master Jay, you were saying, this is us. We wasn't wearing leather pants, and no disrespect to them, but that's what Afro Bambaataa, they were wearing the spike things. Like, to me, more that was punk rocker. Being from we viewed that as punk rockers do that. Running came with the jeans, normal shirts,
Yeah.
and you're like, that's how I live. And I mean, Run DMC, they truly are the pioneers who pushed the culture through MTV, which started bringing more people into hip hop. So, for me, it's that. Another pinnacle moment for me would be Younger Brothers. I think Red Alert gave my brother their album. I remember hearing that. I remember my brother bringing home Slick Rick.
Oh
And
man.
one of my favorite memories from that whole album is Hey Young Rough. Like, I remember hearing that song and I was like, yeah, this is the most incredible thing I heard.
Yeah.
But it was the most incredible thing I heard. I always tell my brother this, and if you don't know, my brother's Pop from De La Soul. The best production to me from De La Soul is when my brother's doing it, Dave's doing it, and Mace. To me, those are their best tracks.
Sure.
Any producer who grew up in this school, or you realize you don't always have money to get an MPC like I got right here.
Sure.
That's money. So you start off from more humble means. My brother, Luck Tuning, which is their first song anyone heard, my brother, he's at home, he's pausing it up. So pause production is basically you would have a tape set, you would unpause the tape, and you would record the music you want to loop, and then you would pause it. You would bring the needle back, and you would pause it again. So you would do that for how many bars you want to run, or how many bars you want to do the hook for. So he's doing this all day, and I'm like, yo, you're killing me. Like, no. I'm like, yo, you're killing it. He was like, just wait. And he finally finished it, and I'm like, all right, good, play it for me. And he plays it, and basically, the structure of Pluck Tuning, of how you hear it on the record, is how he paused it up.
Oh
Now
my.
it didn't have the beat, that came later when Mace had the 4-track, and they hooked it up and they put the beat on it, and all the different cuts and scratches. But the structure of the song, he paused that up. But those things, which people gotta realize, sharpens your ear.
Sure.
The reason why, when you hear my music and it sounds the way it sounds, and you're gonna hear our album and how that sounds, it sounds like that because I have a very different ear than anyone else, and I'm always constantly pushing myself to do and not being afraid. That's what coming up in it. That's what I love about Outkast. Outkast was a group to me who pushed the envelope, and it wasn't afraid. I'm gonna loop this rock guitar on, and that's what I always kind of tell people, man. Don't be afraid to do certain things. Loop different things. Push the envelope.
Yeah, and your production, man. Each time I go through a song, it's just so layered. There's like so many pieces to it. It's not your standard, instrumentation, then drums. It's just, whoa, listen to the way that he programmed the drums. Then he's throwing like different samples, and they're all like you're like pulling different pieces of the recipe. Just I could tell it's like it's just so layered, and so I appreciate it.
The layer of all our music comes from, which people don't give props to the engineers a lot, but
It's a skill.
Bob Powers. Bob Powers is basically, I mean, if you're going to say it, the reason Tribe's albums sound the way they sound is Bob Powers and Tim Latham. Tim Latham was basically one of the assistants of Bob Powers.
Okay.
When he was mixing those albums. Whenever you see Bob in studio, you would see Tim Latham there also. Like, Bob is such an incredible human, where if you want to learn, he's going to teach you. So the reason why our drums sound the way they sound, as Bob taught me, is layering techniques.
Jesus.
Where we go, I went to the studio, he's mixing the Tribe album, and I'm like, I'm like, how your drums sound that? Why your drums? I said, how the drums sound so hard?
Yeah,
He
yeah,
goes, you
yeah.
want to know? I'm like, yeah. I said, yo. So he goes, he starts muting things on the board, and then I hear this thud, 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 thud. I'm like, what's that? He goes, listen to the thud. He goes, so he goes on. So a lot of people gotta realize a lot of things we doing now is computers and you just dragging stuff. A lot of things back in days, you have rack mounts and all these modules and all stuff. So on one of his rack mounts, he had just a thud, a normal like thud sound.
Yeah.
And he goes, you hear it? And I go, yes. And he puts the beat over it, and then I hear it, and I'm like, oh shit. And he goes, yeah, when you put, because once again, sidebar for Bob. He went to school for it, so he's theory trained. So every beat you're hearing from me is all these different techniques in which we learn from them.
I love it.
So the snares are layered, the kicks are layered, and what it ultimately does is your music doesn't sound flat, but as you move the music to different mediums, meaning different speakers, whether you're listening to in headphones, whether you got a car and you got the illest system, it's gonna just sound better and better. Or even when you go see us perform,
Sounds
when we
great.
perform, we're the group who goes up there, then the groups coming behind me is like, damn, I gotta go after that because
Yeah.
our music sounds so dope. And
Yeah.
then what we did, and then what we do is, it's very important. I try to explain to people is, I understand about money, but if you have a possibility where you don't need to two-track your music and you can bring it to an engineer and have an engineer mix it, is very important.
Okay.
The engineer that I use, his name is Brian Herman, incredible cat. He two-lich under Bob like towards the end of battery, but that's once again the reason ultimately my sound is my sound and it sounds that way is the engineer also is enhancing what I'm doing. We use him and we use another cat called Jake Colombo, who's out of Brooklyn, who mixed a lot of the Beat Miners and Black Moon's album. Those and all that's also my family also.
Yeah.
We'll get into that a little bit.
Man, that's how I felt when I was listening to the tracks from the Mission EP. Just a lot of stuff going on. And again, I'm not a producer, a rhyme, but I appreciate a good beat. And I feel like that's what gives its timeless sound. And so, yeah, I just I really appreciate the way you guys cook stuff up, man.
Listen,
It's really good.
the first thing I learned this from Evil D, who's my brother. Knew him for 20 plus years.
Yeesh.
He told me this very important thing. He says when you start your records, you should start it where a DJ could bring it back and play it.
Oh man.
So if you listen to part two, F F F R F R F R, so a DJ could easily drag. So when I'm creating everything I'm doing, man, it's gumbo for me, man. I'm taking
Yeah.
stuff that I learned from Africa, from
Jeez.
Q-Tip, Muhammad Ali, from Beatnuts. A lot of people don't realize Beatnuts are a family. So Juju Les, taking stuff from Long, from Black Sheep. It's all these different, energies, man, that I'm pulling from. And you're doing it in real time. That's how you come up with this, these wonderful pieces of art. And basically, and then, I'm competitive. You play my song next to your song, and people are gonna listen to it and be like, wow, like, oh, something sounds different. That song sounds better. Yeah, and that song's gonna be my song. Your
Yeah.
song's gonna be the trap song, and my song is gonna be the dope song because we're putting all this different energy into it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I love just the again, just the complexity of the beat. And I'm curious, when you were learning how to make beats, were you inspired at all with maybe West Coast rap or rap from the South, or did you primarily have that golden age East Coast sound in your head? Is that where you were focused at in terms of like making music, or did you just kind of let it go and just whatever happens, happens?
My timeline would be because you gotta say to yourself, my timeline is De La Tribe,
Yeah,
JB's, and then what Drake and them are doing.
sure.
And Too Short. I mean, South came later, so I'm already into doing beats. My timeline really is, what Bomb
80s,
Squad's
90s.
doing,
Mm-hmm.
and what NWA is doing.
Yeah.
Like one thing I don't like about when they started this whole backpack narrative, people didn't realize that, we're listening to everything. We know who E40 is. We know
Yeah.
who Mac 10 is. We know who all these people are. But people are trying to put things in boxes and categories. So what it does, unfortunately, is those backpack niggas, they ain't listening to our stuff. And like, no, bro.
They
Like,
are.
we listened to NWA. Actually, my brother was on tour with NWA with LL Cool J.
Amazing.
So it's like, bro, like we want to know these people, or we like really have found respect. But when you're listening to Straight Outta Compton,
Yeah.
yo, it's like it's Bomb Squad. The song is so layered in its different aspects, and then when you listen to it on headphones, this sound's coming in this ear, and this is coming in this ear, and it's like you're just amazed.
Yeah.
So I mean, from the East Coast side of it, I mean, it's Ultra Magnetic. Their production to me was like amazing. I have a very fun story I always love to talk about with JBs is Tribe Vibes.
Okay.
How Tribe Vibes come on. It has the orchestra. So me and my brother, we go to JB session. We walk into session, and they were in Calliope. So we walk into the studio. Mikey's in a vocal booth about to kick his rhymes that were on that song, and then Africa sees us. So it's competitive. So Africa's, of course, he's going to show off. So he rewinds the 2-inch tape. The tape goes back, and then he plays it. And this is one of the times where for me I was like, yo, my production sucks. I have to step my game up. And the song comes along with the violins, and then it drops that, and me and my brother was like, wow, like blown
Yeah.
away. It's like, and I mean, he's playing in these monster speakers, so like you're hearing the sound of it. But we were like blown away. We were like, wow, man, like this
Yeah.
is incredible. It's definitely huge tip. A fun fact with him is when he was doing Butter, full five solo songs, we come in the studio and he got it rocking, and it's before you put the hook, the dun, 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 so it's just and we walk in the studio, we like, yo, what is this? He's like, yo, we like, whoa, we're laughing like, and then Fife, and then Bob makes a cassette tape for Fife. He goes in the back of batteries, and that's where he wrote those rhymes. And then
Man.
he went from the back, writing the rhymes, went right in the booth. And I give Tip that credit, Fife that credit, and Dave from Daylight that credit.
Yeah.
They were dudes who write on the spot, and you can't tell that they're reading. And Fife went right from writing in, went right in the booth, spit those rhymes, and it's like, but it's all those incredible moments, man, that when you're hearing my music, it's all those moments and times in which I'm pulling from the real times.
Yeah.
When or another quick one, when Evil D finished their first album, Into the Stage. I went to the crib in Brooklyn, and he played me that, and the one song to me that I was like, it's the Blacksmith. What's the song? The anything gun
Yeah.
with the violin out, and I was sitting there like, wow. But it's all these incredible moments, man. That when you hear H&L stuff, and when you see this interview, that's where all that's coming from.
And I love just and you're right, man. You're quite humble, dude, because it still takes you, that person, to put all those pieces together, right? God
Yes.
bless you, man, for showing folks some love. I love it. And you're right, man. Those stories are great. And so you talked about the Butter song, and you are immortalized in that song, right? Swinging with my main man Luck behind my back. So yeah, that's like
well,
yeah.
I think a couple of weeks we was beating someone up in the Sound Factory.
That's
I
what
think
I,
that's what I
that's
rhymed.
what I heard. Is that a true story?
Yes, we
Oh
we
wow.
we're in Sound Factory, which is a club. It's a club in Manhattan,
Uh-huh.
and I mean some random kid just bumps Mike. We're like, what?
Yeah.
Jerome snatches the kid up, throws him into some room. Joey's joking up, Fight joking up. I'm like, yo, get out the I'm telling Fight got him in a headlock, rest in power. And I'm like, yo, get out the way, get out the way. And he moves, and like,
Oh
what?
wow.
And then, well, but my tell for everyone watching it, that was the 80s, man.
Oh
The
man.
90s, the 90s in New York City, kind of
Man.
crazy. And we were entrenched in it. So I would imagine maybe that's where that rhyme came from.
Yeah.
Swinging with my favorite looking behind my back. What type of crap is that?
Yeah. I just thought that was real cool. Just because I love it when people just write with like we're talking about whatever's going on that day and whatever's right in front of them. And so I thought that was kind of cool, especially since he says your name too, right? So yeah, that's history, man. And you reference DJ Evil D, who cuts a lot on all your records too. And you guys really sound fluid together. And when you guys do tracks, are you in the same room when he's cutting it up and you're like, yeah, no, or you just give it to him and let him cook?
Yes. Yes. 90, I would say yes. I go to the crib
Okay.
in order I have an idea of what I want to do, or I just be like, yo, I can't figure it out. Figure it out.
Yeah.
But hands down, I mean, to me, him and Walt are one of the two top illest DJs, like a lot. And E, like scratching. Yo, something for your listeners, man. Like, Evil D practice every day cutting. You have to understand this, man. If you have a craft and you want to keep good at it, you got to practice. Like, I don't want anyone to think like these, Walt, they practice. They practice routines. They practice blending. Like, as dope as he is, and let's not get it twisted. Evil D and Walt Art and Mr. Walt Art, dope. They
Crazy.
still practice every day.
And the way that you came up, you were in arguably one of the best eras for hip hop, right? We hear it all the time, golden age. And so when you first started
Mm-hmm.
making music, like how many years did it take for you to kind of feel like, hey, I'm starting to make some good stuff, man? I mean, was it immediate or was it like 5, 10 years? When did you feel confident about your beats?
I still doubt myself, which is I think good because
Yeah.
it keeps it keeps you hungry for it.
Mm,
Don't get me wrong, like I feel when you do a beat and you know it's dope.
yeah.
Like, and I would say honestly, like the dopest beats most producers make, they make them in 5 minutes. You may come back and do a little here and there,
Yep. Yep.
but it didn't take me long to make part two. Part two is a mashup between
Yeah.
Gangstar and Biggie, but it didn't take me long. But the doubt always comes on how people are going to perceive it, because every producer, once again, like an MC, you're the dopest thing since sliced bread.
Mm,
You're not knocking the confidence down, but you're doing music for people to consume it. No one's doing music for the block. Even you may not know how far or how wide your music will travel, but anyone who's doing music seriously, I would say, you're doing it for people to consume. And you want people to like it. I definitely have been blessed to have the right people in my life that, my brother's a hard critic, very hard critic. Evil D, Mr. Walt. Shout out to DJ Eclipse.
oh man.
That's one of my dear friends. Eclipse is, if you don't know DJ Eclipse, he is one of the most hardest critics
Oh,
Music. Very, but yo, I love it. Like very brutal. Not sitting here holding his tongue. Not gonna sit here and if he's not feeling that, going to front for you and to save your feelings. Nah. And those are the people you want around you. So I mean, honestly, like those are the people who hear my stuff before anybody.
yeah.
So it's like if they like it,
That,
check.
that's a great bar. And he plays your stuff on his Shade 45 show, him and Riz. So, man, that's love.
Correct.
That's
And
love.
understand this. If Eclipse likes your music, no matter who you are, no matter if you're from Botswana,
Yeah.
no matter if you're from Alaska,
It's a good
if they
sign.
like it,
It's a good
they're gonna
sign.
play.
Yeah.
They're gonna play. And you should take that as an ultimate compliment
Yeah.
that they're playing it because it's that if he's playing it and he's playing it really because he has belief in it.
That's awesome, man.
And that's dope. Cliff is
Yeah.
he's not a dude just playing something, yo, because you my man. If he doesn't like it, he's not gonna play it.
Yeah. And that dude probably gets hundreds of songs sent to him every day. It's probably
And Cliff
crazy.
told me he gets about he said 200 songs a day in his inbox.
I believe it. I believe it.
So like once again, I'm glad I got the plug to jump ahead of the line.
Good music.
I'm not gonna lie about that, but I just want people to understand he's not playing my stuff because your brother is not at all.
Yeah, it's good.
He's playing it because he likes it.
And that dude has an amazing comic book collection too. He's always posting
Yes.
them. I'm like, wow, where is he
Yes,
finding this stuff? Yeah.
Him and my brother are comic book fiends.
No kidding. No, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Well, hey, what about when you finally connect and form H&L Associates, right? You meet Hostiles at some point, but like, where did you guys meet? Can you tell me quickly the story on how you connected?
A mutual associate of ours was throwing these shows in Tampa. Even and myself, we were down there to perform at this Tampa show, and that would be the first time I met Haas. And then I'm kind of after then, he had a song he wanted me to jump on, I jumped on it, and I'm a dude who don't like wasting people's time, and I'm a chop dude. I'm like, I'm just about the business.
Yeah, let's
But
go.
about the art, about the creativity of it, but I don't like wasting people's time, nor do I like my time being wasted. What I liked about Haas is he's very quick to write.
Damn.
He says some incredible stuff, but he has those same disciplines that I have. And then when you have those dope disciplines, with me personally, we move faster.
I love it.
Another album that I'm doing that's coming out is a girl called Nesma Nefertiti.
She is dope.
I did a whole album with her.
She's dope.
I did a whole album with her. To me, she's a living incarnation of punk in the female version.
Oh, no kidding.
We got a whole project coming out. I'll send it to you. But
wow.
she is another one who is like pen game is incredible.
Yes.
But she is about her business.
Yeah. She's doing videos all the time. She's off the hook. Yeah, Nejma Nefertiti is sick.
She got a video out. She just put it out. She's wearing all pink.
Yeah, the pink jacket.
That's my song.
It's
that's my beat.
Hot, it's hot,
that's my beat.
Man.
That's one of the beats from the project. But
yeah, method to my madness.
My thing is people like that I mesh with. So that's why I messed with Haas, and that's why I messed, with Nesma.
Yeah.
And then we just started, and I was like, yo, man, why don't we do an EP?
Yeah.
And I say, why don't we call it, H&L Associates. And I always like those, Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. Always like those type of salt and pepper, those type of old school names.
Yeah.
I always like that. So I was like, yo, let's call it H&L Associates.
It's hard. It's like the firm, right? It sounds professional, and I like it.
And then I was like, I said, we for the people. But I said, the dope thing about it, which will give us room to move around with inside conceptually, is lawyers defend evil people, and lawyers defend people who are good.
Fair enough.
So that gives us the ability, conceptually, to talk some. Wow, I wouldn't thought they would say that,
Yeah.
or Hassa says something about a chick getting head. It's like, but it gives us now the ability to bend.
Yeah.
So it's not oh they're righteous, or it gives us the ability to slide around.
Yeah.
One
I
of
like
the
that.
one of the dopest songs we got conceptually is a song called Classic Material. So what I did is I borrowed the Tupac concept about Brenda Had a Baby.
Okay.
So I talks about Brenda having the kid until the kid, and then when she throws the kid in the trash, I talk about a lady named Miss Jackson finds the baby, raises the baby, and
Oh,
now the baby's
wow.
20.
Kind of picked up the story.
So cause that's always my thing. My thing is always with like everyone's always talking about Tupac, and it's like yo, you like you're doing him a discredit as an MC because you're not pushing envelope. Tupac pushed the envelope.
So,
So if you're gonna talk about him,
yeah.
push, do something that his sister would hear and be like, oh, that's really dope. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
wow, they took that someplace I didn't expect people to even take it.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because I was going to talk about his philosophy, your philosophy, which I 100% agree with you in terms of like, hey, let's use a name that allows us to talk good, talk bad, and you don't
Yes.
box yourself in. And I thought Tupac was the master at that because he would do songs like Dear
Oh, correct.
Mama, and then he would do Hit 'Em Up, and it was just yeah, and he often gets critique for that, but I thought that was just that's a real person, right? Like sometimes you're good, sometimes you're bad, and that's why I love the concept behind your group name.
But it's just to even add on to what you're saying, it's important when you're conceptualizing and coming up with things,
Mm,
to think. Just take the time to sit here and think about how you want things to be presented.
right.
Because that's how people are going to receive you. Period. If you come out with a kufi, you can't come out. You can't tomorrow come out with a yo. I'm selling drugs. You're gonna be like yo. Whoa, wait a minute, bro. You were just an African gobs,
Yeah.
and now you're in a gold chain talking about selling krills. You know what I mean? You
Hey,
gotta. I mean, you don't gotta, but just be and also be mindful of what you're doing.
sure.
Because also remember, kids are looking at you, this person's looking at you, and this
Yeah.
person's looking at
And so I guess to circle back on what I've mentioned, and that's a great point that you meant. You got a message, and you are truly a role model, right? With the music, you're on the biggest stage, right? So, but I love, I guess, the storytelling behind Tupac stuff, whether it was not so bright or whatever the case may be. But yeah, great valid point, man. I think that's awesome, man. And I'm excited to learn that you did an album with Nejma. She's something else. That Method to My Madness song was just bananas. Yeah,
you.
the
You know,
video was
and
super cool.
a little sneak peek for you.
Yeah.
I think it's the first time you've been saying this. She got a song with Shorty No Mas, and she got a song with my brother.
Oh my
Papa.
God.
Oh yeah,
What?
and
Uh-huh.
I got an album with Shorty No Mas. Yeah,
Easy.
yeah, man. It's
Lot
just
of
a
work
great year,
there.
man. It's a great year for music.
Yeah.
We just gonna keep hitting it. H&L, our project, we pushed it back. It'll be coming out at the top of the year.
Hmm.
We're dropping the singles at the end of the month. Same old, man. Visuals are gonna be dope.
Yeah.
In a video, I'm in shrink wrap, and it's real dope because it's just like the line is things get drastic when you wrap in plastic. Streets ain't yelling and they ain't telling. Tight lips don't sink shits, but they move hips.
Yeah.
Make babies who grow up to shoot at you. And I got my son and his buddies in the video. They got water guns.
Ah, how fun.
But it's like
How fun.
the visuals of the video. Dope. It's continuous. It's just another extension of how dope part two was, and then how
Yeah.
New York was. We just keep pushing the envelope
Yeah,
of
I love it, man.
visuals.
That EP was banging. I mean, Amen, Blood Red Eyes. Wow.
And
Amen.
then
That beat was hard.
the dope thing about this single we dropping.
Yeah.
We doing that how cats did things kind of like in the past.
Mm.
Q-Tip did it when he remixed Can I Kick It?
Yeah.
So we got a song called Dream remix, different
Yeah.
beat, same elements with inside the chorus. I do something over the chorus,
Yeah.
and then new rhymes, and even the order changes. Harsh rhymes last, I rhyme first. So it's bringing back that, giving the listener something different and new to bring you into my single,
Yeah. I love it.
because that's what I came up in. I came up in them mixing Anita Applebone to the Icy Brothers. You know, they changed the hook up a little differently, but new rhymes.
Yeah.
Yo, give people more, and that's what H&L is about. H&L is about giving you more to drag you into my world.
Yeah.
Because I respect your time, I respect that everyone's busy, and I realize you got to give people more if you want people to ride with you. You can't just, I'm gonna take a song off my album and give you the same thing. Like, yo, bro, if I want to hear that, I can just go to your album. What's gonna bring me to your single? What's gonna bring me to your single is a song that's not on my album, only on this single, and the song is and the remix to it is hard,
Damn.
hard. That's a bass line and noises, and then the chorus got a synth.
And it's crazy too, because you always create, an amazing platform. So, I gave you props earlier about the layering, and it stands on its own, right? Like I would not mind, getting an instrumental project from you. I could listen to that super deeply, but the platform you create, you did songs, as a team and produced the mission. And again, we talked about part two, but then I also heard like a different side, like my bag sounded kind of,
Yes.
yeah, it's like it's dope, but it's a different style too. But the beat anchors it and glues it together to give it that signature H&L sound. So I don't know, it's crazy, man. So I just I love the diversity, but still the signature sound in the music that you guys make.
My belief is when you're listening to anyone's album, you should have peak and then it should dip and it should go back up. If your album is flat, to me, you've already fell, being honest with you. And personally, I don't know how to make albums like that flat, so thank God.
Yeah.
I mean, when I'm mindful when I'm making music to make sure, and I'm very hard, especially when I'm doing stuff of mine, to make sure this is here and this stands alone and this beat stands alone, because I just know when you connect all that together,
Yeah.
it's gonna make all this wonderful sound. But
Yeah.
I mean, to you, like you said, from the album starts off, a sneak peek into it. It starts off with kind of like a Dilla instrumental comes on, and it goes into the song called Right Food, and then Right Food. The hook is why the poor people only learn about a beef felony, and while the rich people only learn about trigonometry. So poor people are only taught crime, criminality, you ain't shit, this. But rich people are taught mathematics, pushes them away. And I start off the song, borrowing something from one of my favorite MCs, Rakim, and go ghetto from ghetto, backyard to yard, it be the same scars, sponsored by the wicked ass system. I
Rap
borrow those two lines up top, and then I just go. But it's like,
Yeah.
that's what H&L, man, is going to be like these just wonderful different things. And then, and to bring it back to my bag is, yo, it's boasting and bragging.
Hey, different,
you
and I
know,
love it, man. I love it. It was like, yeah, it took me to a
that's
different,
that.
a different direction that I still loved. Yeah. Cool.
That's that MC stuff,
Yeah.
in my rhymes, I say I baptize women and men.
Yeah.
And then I take a shot at producers and MCs. I don't care who you are, like Bob.
Yeah.
But that's that New York, all day. Like, yo, I can brag and boast. I can.
Yeah.
That's effortless.
That's the stuff. That's the stuff I love, though, man. I mean, battle scene, braggadocio. Who's the best rapper, man? I love it. I love it,
You
man.
know what I'm saying? We got a song called Victory Lap. Well, my first line is spaz on everything, deep frying, why try 'em? Why you want to mess with the kids? Vices, vices on like devices, walk on water like Jesus. Yo,
Dude.
it's like, that's all day.
Yeah, and I forgot, I wanted to mention this too, was that your performance game when you guys are together, the
Listen,
energy is raw, man. I love the video footage that I seen between you and Ha, man.
I'm just,
It's live.
I, I just can't take credit for it. I'm just gonna say, you know, to all your viewers, if you don't know, Google Black Moon live, Google Daylight live,
Yeah.
Google Tribe Quest live, Google Jungle Brothers live,
Yeah.
Google Queen Latifah live. Yo, dreads like from Black Sheep,
Sheep. Yep.
like all these. As I'm coming up, you gotta say to yourself, yo, I'm at all these performances.
Jesus, that's crazy.
I'm at Jungle Brothers performance at Club Amazon when they had, a girl at house shoes. So people understand, for me, I grew hair early. When I was like in the 9th grade, I had a full beard and mustache. So this gave me the ability to get into clubs.
Yeah.
When grown people were getting.
Use it to your advantage. Yeah.
Yeah, when I was in 10th grade, I was in full like clubs like the world.
I
I ain't
love,
supposed to be in any clubs,
I love,
but I had a bid. Like
I love it.
the dude at the door is looking at me like, yo, he's of age. I'm with proof. We got a full bid.
Yeah.
And I was with my cousin who's mad tall, so it's like we just rolling in places. But it's like
That's great.
I'm seeing all this. I'm seeing Q-Tips hop on stage
Damn.
at the Sound Factory with Delight to do the song that they have together. And that's like, for me, it's like a lot of different, shows. It's just not hip hop. Tips rolls up to the show, Delight's on stage ripping. And these are not people like I know. Tower, the Asian kid who does who's like, I think Tower was the DJ. Tower did majority of their beats. I met him in the village with Tip. They're on stage ripping it. Tip runs up on stage on a part when the groove is in the heart, crowd goes bananas.
Jesus.
I'm there from. So it's like, yo, I've seen so many people in my fam. When you Google any of these cats and you see them perform, they body it. So once again, for me, it's like I can't put on a wax show.
That's the standard. Yeah.
And you gotta also realize, it's Hassan and I, we practice.
Oh, I like that.
Before shows, we
Love it.
practice.
Yeah.
Yo, it's like I'm just sorry, man. If
It's fluid.
you have to do certain things to get better, and can't just think you're gonna go up and wing it. Yo, just spend the time to do certain things.
That's a great point.
You're gonna excel. You gotta practice. You gotta practice in front of the mirror. You gotta practice how you gonna move.
Yeah.
We do things where we draw people into the crowd. We did a show at Secret Pour in Brooklyn. Came on stage. We did Victory Lap. We had people running in place.
Yeah, that's dope.
Like, that's my thing. It's give and give.
Yeah.
Give and take. If you're giving energy and dope energy, people gonna give you back dope energy. If you back there, you walking lame, that's the energy you're gonna get. And I mean, the thing that I always learn from my brother is, because he does it, him and Evil D do it the best. I put it on the post. They bully people. I see my brother perform in Foxwoods, and it was a dude in the crowd, and he wasn't moving. So I see my brother looking at him, and I realized, yo, man, stop the music.
Whoa,
and he's like,
damn,
yo, homeboy, what's up? You all right? Yo, he starts talking to the dude. The dude starts laughing. He goes, yo, okay, I want to make sure, because like everyone else is moving. You ain't moving. Yo, and he literally pulled that guy, whatever he was, mind was in, pulled him out. And then the guy stood up and he started enjoying himself.
That's awesome.
Like, those are different things that I learned. Like, yo, come on, let's go. We here to have fun.
Yeah.
If you ain't here to have fun, leave.
And you remind me, constantly throughout this interview about the importance of practicing. Your chemistry that I've seen in every performance on video is you guys read your body language, you guys feed each other well. So I'm glad you brought up that point, man, the importance of practicing.
And people got to understand now, it's not gonna happen overnight. Like our first
No.
show, it was and then as you keep going, it's better, it's better. I don't want anyone to think your first show you're gonna be doing
Yeah,
Jay Z.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Not, it's not how it
You
works.
gotta put the time in, right? Yeah.
That's not how it works.
That's fine. That's
What people
true.
don't realize. What people don't realize about Jay is Jay was doing it for a long time before you
Mm,
even saw who Jay Z was. So we had a lot of time to practice, hone his craft.
yeah.
So we kept doing shows. We got better and better. And it's to the point where he knows my words, I know his words. It's on some Run DMC. You know what I'm saying? To bring it full circle.
Yeah.
It goes right back to the people I admired
Yeah.
then and still to this day, the people that I saw and was like, yo, I want to do that.
Yeah. Hey man, and you guys got really, really great art for your projects too. I saw that Dom Dirty did the art for your last project, and I'm a fan of his too because he produced for
So,
Bobby J from Rockaway. I'm a big fan of Bobby J. Their last
so
album,
Dom
Fire, was
Dirty,
sick.
I realize whenever you want to whenever you want to interview these people, let me know. Dom Dirty is my wife's first cousin.
What? That's crazy.
Their fathers are brothers. Yeah, so
What?
I can plug you with all these different people. Yeah,
Yeah.
Dom's been doing my covers for a minute, and then
He's
the
dope, man.
album cover is done by a dope artist from Nottingham called Emily Catherine
Ah,
Illustrations.
that was
She did,
the female with the scale.
yes,
Okay, that was sick.
she did Young Droge's album covers.
Ooh,
She did the Russian one.
okay.
She did that one. She did another one of his where it's a witch on the album cover. She did all those.
Man,
So she did the one where the girl is running. And she drew on it.
jeez.
And then, and once again, I just want to say this to people so they understand, man. A lot of DJs and people I met her off the internet.
Oh
Like
wow.
the internet is incredible
Yeah,
if you utilize it
that's it.
correctly. And I say to everyone, you see someone with a DJ behind their names, yo, DM them. Yo, let me send you my stuff. That's how I always do. I had a guy last week. He was like, yo, I'm not really a DJ. I got DJ in my name. That's all right. But I just let you know, like, that's my hustle game. You come across my feed, yo, you a DJ? Why?
Hey.
Yo, what's your email? Let me send you my stuff.
Mm,
I did that once, and some kids in South Africa was playing my stuff. This is what I'm trying to explain to you. The objective is of music is for people to hear it.
yeah, that's
So,
get it in their ears. Yeah,
you see someone doing art, pick them up on a DM. Yo, how much would it cost for you to do artwork for me? See someone taking pictures, yo, how much would it cost for you to take, I need some headshots.
yeah,
Utilize this tool
yeah.
for the purpose in which it was meant to be used.
Yeah, great point. I love how you guys stay really active in the scene. Like sometimes you guys are performing together, you're doing shows with some of my favorites too, J Live, Queen Heroin, and then you do beat sets on your own sometime, right? So yeah, I seen you do that
Yeah.
sometimes at Secret Pour. Looks like an amazing venue, but I just love it. You guys stay real active in the scene. So I think that's also an important ingredient in being successful and getting your music out. Energy's
Yeah, you
infectious.
got it.
Yeah,
You got it, man. You got to just
yeah,
keep pushing. Got to promote yourself. You got to do all these,
yeah.
different things. And then once again, man, I'm not saying it's easy because it's not. Utilize your resources. I mean, hey, this interview is from my people's Kawan.
Yeah,
Kawan is the cousins of like my best friend from college.
it's so crazy, man. I love the network, man. Yeah.
So it's like once again, man. Just there is a guy called Leader Flavor. He's from Bedford in the UK. I met him almost 30 years ago
Oh
when
wow.
when I first started at my first group. Anything I sing, this guy plays. But this is what I'm trying to explain to you, man. Like these are relationships, you foster and you build.
That's a good
And
point,
the
man.
only thing that happened off of, can I sing my music?
Yeah. Yeah. And if that's it, that's it. But at least you tried, right? So, yeah.
Yes. You say no, you say no.
Yeah.
But you ain't gonna know unless you try.
That's it. Great point, man. I love like just the social media game too. You put up a lot of stuff and you share the beats that you make. And one thing I wanted to highlight too during this interview was just, Kawan, you brought him up and so he's doing his thing too, but he gives you a lot of credit just for being a sounding board and he calls you his Yoda. He's always bumping ideas of you. So I love just the fact that you are a mentor too, as well, that you're not just doing music, but you're sharing the knowledge. I think that's important to just share what you got. Let's all make better music, right?
I mean, it truly is the aim, man, and it's the aim. It's the aim to be, not insulting to people, but I mean, like Lindor,
Yeah.
his partner from
Yeah.
Canada.
Yeah.
I'm doing a project with him. Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
if people don't understand, I got beats. I got tons of beats. Quick thing in the beat. My goal was when I first got my MP. When I got my MPC, quick story. Went to this how dope my life is, and I do admit. Got my MPC. Walked up from Beat Miners. He showed me like how to you do this, you do this, you do this, you do this. And then
Jeez.
Evil D came to the crib, helped hook my computer up because I'm not tech savvy and hooking things up.
I feel you on that.
Once it's up, I'm up and running. But the
Yeah.
physics to do that
I'm the same way,
ain't,
man.
ain't in my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
But Walt basically broke it down to me how to do certain things, and then E showed me how to like drag stuff from the computer onto the MP. So you have I have all these incredible experiences and this and that. So I was talking to Lindor about last month. And I'm just being like just candidly honest with him. Like, yo, this is what it is. And a lot of these labels, they've never known what they're doing. A lot of it was luck. But I'm just sitting here explaining people, if you're willing to listen and you want to hear the information, I'll tell you. Because my thing is, whenever you collapse because you did whatever you did wrong, one thing you can never say with a clear face is, oh, no one ever told me that. No, you're wrong. I told you that on this day, on this day, on that. And it takes no time to sit here and explain to people, but you as a person on the other end, you have to listen. That becomes another problem. A lot of people are speaking, but are you truly listening to what people are saying to you? And listen, we don't know everything. Like I'll hit Kalana up like, yo, how did you do this and this? Like that's just a joke. Oh, I did this and did this and did that. All right, you need some information from me. Oh no, do this and do this and do that. It's a dude I used called Sharif for my promotions on college radio. He hit me up like, what do you think of Sharif? I'm like, yo, he's a dope dude. He's about his business. You know what I'm saying? He's prompt. He's on time. Whenever you and him decide, whenever your stuff gonna drop, it's gonna drop. He's gonna keep on it. Keep on the DJs and make sure they're playing it. You just gotta be willing. You gotta be willing. You gotta be willing just to realize, we don't know everything, and it's all right. Yeah. It's all right not to know everything.
Yeah.
But just learn in the process.
Yeah. Yeah. And you guys got a great community to do so. And I'm curious too. So you've been in the game for a very long time. What motivates you to still do what you do and just perform at the high level that you do? What keeps you going these days?
I mean, you love hip hop, and my thing always just simply been like, yo, I'm just trying to always push the art. I have the memorization of how I came in it and what it gave to me and how it made me feel as an individual when I was hearing all this incredible music. Yeah, I want to be that conduit for the next kids who now just, heard my stuff in Brazil and you're like, this is incredible. And once again, man, it's not complicated. Like, it's not some long drawn out thing. It's just, I love it. I love being creative, and then with all that set aside, it's the chip on your shoulder. I could do it better than you. So it's the competition,
The competitive.
It's the competition. Me going to the studio, and I'm in the studio with Mr. Walt, and he plays me a new beat, and I'm like, God,
That's pretty
You
wild.
know, like God. Or he plays me some incredible beat. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I said,
Yeah, I love
so
it,
you gotta
man.
go home and make something better.
Yeah.
You know?
No, that's great, man. I love how you've maintained that competitive edge and you strive to always just keep pushing the envelope. A lot of lessons, man. Practice, rehearse, super important. Mentor. I love it, man. Just super humble, man. And it's truly been just an honor to talk to you about your story, your life, your
Mm.
music. And I'm so excited just to dive in more into your catalog and listen to some of the projects you got coming out soon. But yeah, as we get to the end, I always love to just hit people up with just some fun questions that yeah, to close it out right, man. So if you're ready, here's the first one. Here's a softball question for you. What's the first non-rap album that you bought and spent with your money?
Oh, Tina Turner. What's
Oh, that's
love
it.
gotta do with
Okay.
it?
All right.
What's love
You
gotta
get
do
that
with it?
on wax or CD
On
or
on on vinyl. On
ah,
vinyl.
okay.
Mr. Collins, I hope I'm not messing this up. I think he was in Earth, Wind and Fire.
Okay.
He used to live on my block when we lived in Massapequa.
Ah, crazy.
And he was throwing he was throwing out a bunch of records. I'm like, yo, that's the first record
All right.
I
Hey,
picked
that's a
up.
good one. All right, man. If you got stuck on an island and you could only bring one record, one album, what would it be?
By default, I'm gonna have to say 3 Feet High Rising.
All right.
I gotta have to say that.
Okay.
Fun
Hey,
record.
I'm curious, what people's palates are like. What is your favorite food? What's your go-to thing
Oh,
that you
sushi.
like? What is it?
Sushi. Sushi.
Oh, no, really? Okay.
Sushi.
Yeah.
Love sushi.
Okay.
Love it.
All right, man. I'm a big comedy guy, man. What's your favorite comedy movie of all time? Or maybe top three?
Blazing Saddles.
Mel Brooks. Okay.
Incredible.
All right. Okay. All right. What is the most surprising song on Luck's playlist? If people went through it, they'd be like, "Whoa, Luck listens to this."
Katie Lynch.
Oh, okay. All right.
Country.
Okay. That is surprising, but good. Okay. Hey man, that was fun. My last question before I turn the floor over to you. If you could have dinner with anybody, past or present, dead or alive, who would it be?
This is the same answer for me always. My mom's.
Oh man.
My mom will be passed. So she can be my son. No stars. I don't care, whatever. Definitely be my mom.
I love it, man.
Definitely one of these.
Super touching. Well, hey, brother, thank you. It was an honor, man. To me, time is the most valuable thing that you can give somebody, and I am truly thankful for the time that you gave me to speak with me
Mhm.
about your story. Can't wait to dive in even more. And now I want to turn the floor over to you just for some final words as we close this interview out. Thank you.
You can follow me on Luck Charm Beats. That's just me. That's just a straight page with this me on MP playing beats. Then you can follow us on H&L Associates. Basically, it's Hand HANDL Associates. So when
Mhm.
you're looking at it, it's going to look like Hand L Associates.
Mhm.
And then Hostile Rhymes is Hostiles. He has also Hostile Art. Yo, final words, man, is it's simple, man. Don't always push the envelope. Never be afraid to do things. Never be afraid to experiment. Out of experimentation comes incredibles. The most credible things you heard or the most credible things you've seen, remember, 90% of the time it was an accident. They didn't realize that they were doing this and it was like, oh, that's dope. Well, they didn't realize a paint stroke was like this and it became that. So it's just simply, man, like, don't be afraid to push yourself. And don't be afraid if it's an accident, yo, you just keep going because you just never know what's gonna come out of it.
I love it, man. Awesome way to close this thing. Well, thank you again. I can't wait to get this interview out. I will certainly keep in touch and just be on the lookout, man. Thank you.
Yeah, and just one thing. Salute all the DJs who play everything. I want your people to realize this. The DJ is not for the DJ. No one will hear your stuff.
Mm,
Always salute the DJ every day, all day.
I love
H&L
it.
Associates. Peace.